breaking down the deals, data, and disruption shaping global markets. You're listening to The Daily Ledger with Dennis Sert.
Hey folks, it is Friday, April 17th, 2026. You're listening to The Daily Ledger Show, and I am your host, Dennis Sert. Great to be here with you tonight. We're going to have a great show today. It's been a long week. Glad to be back on the stream. Got a fresh cut today. It's looking good. Today we're going to get into that meeting you hate maybe keeping AI from stealing your job. Yeah, for now, but we'll talk about that. Allbirds says it's ditching footwear to become an AI company. Cerebras, an AI chip maker, files to go public as tech offerings ramp up. All due to the OpenAI, but I added that part. Anthropic CEO lands White House meeting as feud thaws. 3 reasons AI is now more reliable than ever. Anthropic launches Claude Design, a new product for creating quick visuals. Uber will now pick up your returns from your doorstep. We're going to talk all about that. Before we get into it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to catch the shorts or the reels or the TikToks and share them with all of your best friends and your exes as well, so that I can get my view count up, which is something that I think all of us would like. We want to share the show around. Why don't we get right into it? So, that meeting you hate may keep AI from stealing your job, from the New York Times. So here's the thing. And this article kind of goes into like, oh my God, the humanity, right? Like, I think in one specific portion it talks about how like LLMs, AI has taken over like quote math and logic heavy jobs, coding heavy jobs, jobs that don't require a lot of like social interaction, but yet these other jobs like this fractional executive job here remains in the clear, right? According to the article. And it talks about like, oh my God, like there are still human relationships. There are meetings. And I'm telling you, meetings are the next to go. Meetings are the next to go. Like, it's really not that hard. It's really not that hard to have an AI agent just sit in the meeting, which is something that all AI note takers already do. Okay. And there's a million of them. But I mean, all you have to do is repurpose that AI meeting note taker to actually like write down quote learnings or whatever, or just write down stuff in its memory. And then when a topic of conversation comes up that is relevant, it'll just chime in and say, I have an opinion. And then everyone will shut the fuck up and listen to the fucking AI, because that's what's gonna happen. Everyone's like, oh no, like I'll only listen to my friend, or I'll only listen to Sally because she might sleep with me later. And I just have to, listen to her. It's like, okay, just shut the fuck up, you incel. Okay. Even though you're like some sort of executive or whatever, at random company, you're never going to sleep with the intern Sally. Okay. Like it's not going to happen. Just like give yourself to AI already. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm calling it right now. It's my prediction. Meetings is going to be the next realm that AI penetrates. It's going to be so cool. I can't wait to see like the authors of this article and people who think like this to be just like, oh no, but what happened to the humanity? It's like, I didn't include it in the articles we're going to go through, but it's a little bit like how Disney just laid off a bunch of its like employees, like 20% of its workforce, and most of them were actually in the Marvel division. And so, the superhero genre has died, and yet they're trying to, and Marvel Disney is trying to be like, oh no, but we're gonna have, Avengers Doomsday and stuff. They're paying Robert Downey Jr. like $100 million, even though he wanted out. Um, and that's why they killed off the Iron Man character and everything. It's like, okay. And they brought him back, poached him from whatever else he was doing. Dr. Doolittle, like, okay, he's into crazy shit, but okay. And yeah, and so they brought him back. They're like, hey, we'll pay you like an ass ton of money. We've never paid any other actor. He's like, okay. I mean, shut up, well, it's like Marvel saying it, but shut up and take my money, right? And he's like, okay. Um, but yeah, now they have to lay off a lot of the Marvel division. They're trying to keep um, like the superhero genre alive with Doomsday, and and the report is that, and I'll land the plane here, but the report is that it's such a clusterfuck. Like the Avengers Doomsday script, which is slated for December 2026, so later this year, like set to premiere, that is, that they were still writing the script, like the dialogue lines that characters were gonna do while doing the shooting. So you had like $100 million Robert Downey Jr. just hanging out while the writers are like, oh yeah, we need to make the character more gay. Oh yeah, put him. Okay. But yeah, so I kind of got into that because it's like there's so much bloat, there's so much like hype, there's so much white pilling, there's so much like, oh yeah, we'll hire everyone, we'll hire a bunch of people after 2021, of course we will, NFTs, everything, and then suddenly, oh no, hiring freeze, and then we have to fire a whole bunch of people, and it's like I see that same like excitement and white pilling here in this context where it's like, oh, there's still human relationships, there are meetings, just because of this article. Do you know how many people have been thinking about like destroying the concept of a meeting now, just like without AI? Because I've been thinking about it for about a week now, by the way, just a little bit inside baseball. So yeah, I'll tell you, it's in the works. I'd bet the house on it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's kind of it. The other thing is, it's like, just on this note here, just about like AI, like, according to the article, the last piece of humanity being in like meetings and stuff, while AI just does everything logical, like coding and math. I cringe so hard when I see like any human written like words or like text, right? Or like messages of any kind in like a professional setting, um, or code. If I see code or any sort of like, you know, message, okay, professionally, I cringe so hard. It's like, no. I mean, I don't even talk to anyone. I don't talk that much in a professional setting, but it's like, when I do kind of like put words out there, I always put it through AI. You know what I mean? Like, this is just me unfiltered, but like, when you're like writing stuff, it's like, oh no, people get so involved. It's like, is it passive aggressive? Is it egotistical? Is it, oh my God? Like, I don't even want to deal with it. I'm talking to Claude. I'm like, hey man, like, is this all good? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get fired over some fucking like, oh well, he said, she said, and like, well, you said it in the wrong way. It's like, fuck you, man. I mean, and then people are like, no, I'm just gonna raw dog it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. Human text. It's like, fuck you. No, like, you are not with it. Like, I just hate people who aren't AI pilled. You know what I mean? I mean, you just kind of have to get with it. Allbirds says it's ditching footwear to become an AI company. So everyone all week has been talking about this. So it's this shoe brand that wasn't able to do shoes. And so they said, we're just going to completely ditch shoes altogether and just be a company doing AI compute. Like they're just going to host AI servers that like customers like OpenAI and Anthropic and Microsoft would use. And then apparently their stock jumped like 600% or something like that. The company said it has reached a $50 million agreement with an institutional investor to make the change. Yeah. The move sent Allbirds' stock soaring 600% on Wednesday. Yeah, there you go. Allbirds is known for its minimalist wool sneakers. And then it's talking about its footwear assets, just completely, getting rid of it. Nice. Of course, that comes on the heels of Cerebrus in the same space, AI compute. An AI chip maker files to go public as tech offerings ramp up. It's really funny because Cerebrus in particular is essentially just an OpenAI puppet. It's really funny. In 2024, they were making $500 million annually. And now through 2028, they're projected to make $20 billion. So that's 40x in the past 2 years. Yeah, way to go. Yeah, and their biggest customer is OpenAI. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I mean, it's all you, man. Go public. I mean, woo, yeah, man. Anthropic CEO meets Trump administration officials as feud thaws. Friday meeting comes ahead of potential release of Mythos, Anthropic's latest AI model, to government. So everyone's talking about Mythos. It's all that's been talked about for the past like 2 weeks. After their big fuck up by releasing 500,000 lines of Claude code just out there, right after that, which was a huge aura loss, by the way. So right after that, they're like, oh my God, we have the best model in the world for security. And then everyone's like, oh, please, Dario, come here. Yeah. And so anyways, so I guess today, I think as of like literally right now, as I do the stream, Friday evening, they're supposed to be meeting. Dario's supposed to be at the White House. And so that's kind of what's going on. Let's see. The White House is racing to prepare for the model. So that's kind of what's bringing them together. Of course, there was that feud where it's like, oh, like, you're not going to do automated, AI warfare. And you're also not going to do, supposedly mass domestic surveillance. And then it's like, okay, oh, you're not going to do either of those? Okay, now you're a supply chain risk. Yeah, I mean, okay. Why is Dario like, and I've made this pretty clear, but like, why is Dario like, what pleasure does he derive from saying no to the president? It's like, let me remind you that even Elon Musk in 2022 said, and I quote, if President Biden gave me the order, I would turn on Starlink for Ukraine and, provide other assets. This was around when he famously turned off Starlink and prevented a whole bunch of like undersea Ukrainian drones from attacking like the Russian fleet. That's what he said. But no, it's like, I mean, that's kind of the standard. The standard should be, hey man, it's the president of the United States, whether it's President Biden or it's President Trump. Okay. Now, someone like me, I'm not going to go get, the COVID vaccine just because President Biden says it's going to be like, a dark winter of, a dark winter for the unvaccinated. Well, bitch, it's summer now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still alive. You know what I mean? It's like they try to blackmail me. They try to take my degree away from me. They're like, oh, you want that degree, bitch? You're gonna have to get your little experimental gene therapy. I was like, oh, really? Like, there's a difference between someone like me, who's a private citizen, and Elon Musk, who's also a private citizen, but also happens to own, Starlink, SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, on and on and on. XAI. I mean, he might as well be a government employee, and he officially was with Doge until he wasn't. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's the difference between someone like me who can say no when they're trying to inject foreign DNA into me, inject foreign DNA, um, into people, versus, hey, this is an order to go ahead and contribute to national security, right? It's like, yeah, well, yeah, in that case, if you're Elon, sir, yes, sir, right? So, I mean, that's kind of the logic there. Um, and then Dario, so you replace it with President Biden with President Trump. You replace Elon with Dario, and it's like Dario says no, and everyone's like, yeah, go Dario, what a hero! Oh my god, like, yeah, Dario's my hero, guys, for real. So, anyways, it kind of talks about that here. And so it's looking like Trump's gonna taco out of this, and and then it's just gonna be like, hey, you know how we labeled you a supply chain risk? Never mind. You have a really good model. You know what I'm saying, with Mythos? So there you go. That's my prediction. Speaking of President Trump, real quick, making a quick pit stop on this point. Did you guys see? So you remember how last week Trump put on Truth Social. He goes, oh, and then he lists out a whole bunch of people: Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones. They're all low IQ people. Nobody watches them. Everyone watches Fox. Everybody watches the mainstream media, the legacy media. And okay, yeah, cool. And it's really funny because he called them low IQ in that post. So Piers Morgan comes out, and he says, I have a high IQ. Okay, that's cool, bro. I mean, you know what? Like, so, all right. Like, I get that he's, reposting this guy who called him out. You're not really supposed to like delve in your own comments. Like, he should have left that alone. But it's funny that that's what got under his skin. I bet you he wanted to write that first, but he needed to make it seem as if it didn't really like nail him. And so he's like, but I have an objection. It's like, oh, really? Tell me more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, let me put it like this: when you're walking in an infinite hallway at MIT, right? You don't see people, kind of grabbing each other by the shoulder and saying like, hey, I have a high IQ. Just so you know, in case anyone needed to know or needed a reminder, I have a high IQ. Everybody, you have people in the PA system. We'd like to make an announcement to the campus. I have a high IQ, right? It's like you don't see that on the MIT campus, and yet Piers Morgan, just so everyone's clear, he has a high IQ. Okay, Piers. I didn't know, Piers. I'm sorry. I'm glad you told me. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what my opinion on your intellectual capacity would have been. Thank you. 3 reasons AI is now more reliable than ever. By their nature, AI models hallucinate and generate inconsistent answers. So why are they suddenly useful enough to get real work done? So I'd like to take a victory lap here. I've been talking about for the past few weeks now, like, AI has gotten so much better. I've name dropped a technique called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. It's a tool. It doesn't even go into the article, but that's actually one of the biggest ways that big AI fights hallucination, right? Big AI now just does like online web searches, to get news to get information relevant to what you're asking, the query, the prompt. So it's like there's no such thing as hallucination anymore. And I mean, just because it's been brought up by so many people since like 2022, it's overhyped. It's hype. That's what it is. Um, and yet there are people that are like, oh my god, it's like the same people that are saying like, oh, Apple Maps sucks from 2011. Yeah, the initial rollout sucked, not anymore. And now it's the same thing. It's like, oh, in 2022, ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo used to hallucinate. Oh, and now I'm sure it does too. Well, now it kind of doesn't. Oh, joke's on you. It's like, oh, and then they hand you a pink slip. They're like, remember when you said it hallucinated? Yeah. Oh, what's this? This ain't a hallucination, bitch. It's like, oh no. Am I hallucinating? No. As they're waving the pink slip in your hair in your face. I have a post-it hit. I should it's not pink though, it's blue, but I should probably I got a whole bunch of post-its. I think I'll keep one handy, but they'll hand it to you and they'll hey, is it Christmas, bitch? Uh, Anthropic launches Claude Design, a new product for creating quick visuals. Nice. They're entering new domains here. Very cool. Anthropic is now the king, to be honest. I mean, just in terms of hype. And I actually did see something where I saw it just earlier when I was doing show prep on X. I didn't put it into what we're going to look at, but it's basically saying that Anthropic is pretty much at $1 trillion in valuation. So that's what I saw. I'll just pull it up real quick. I think I reposted it. Oh yeah, is that funny? Okay, maybe I couldn't see it, but check this out. This is pretty funny. Gary Tan. Sometimes when people critique AI, it really is a skill issue. I couldn't agree more. I love that answer. I mean, I always say that at my internal monologue whenever like AI doomers come out and say like, "Oh, I hate AI. It hallucinates." Like, bitch, 2 words for you and punctuation. Skill issue, period. That's it. Like, write more tests, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason why you should be outputting bad code with Claude Code or anything like that. But yeah, with Claude Design, users describe what they want, and Claude will create an initial version. From there, users can refine visuals with direct edits or requests. Wow, this looks pretty beautiful, actually. Seems like they're probably gonna kill Canva, which was big in this space, like the design and mockup space. So there you go. Canva better fold to Anthropic. Yeah, so it kind of talks about Canva's AI. It's a new article. Canva's AI assistant can now call various tools to make designs for you. Yeah, it's kind of like Cursor. It's like Cursor is kind of, yeah, I saw that they're getting a new round or whatever. They're getting more VC funding, but it's like, and I haven't checked their books, but maybe they're doing fine. But like at the least I can say right now is like, momentum has just died ever since November 2025 when Claude Code came out. Suddenly no one's been talking about Cursor, which is what I was using until Claude Code came out. It's like, bitch, I don't even open my IDE anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, okay. Uber will now pick up your returns from your doorstep. Finally. You know what happened? I had to return like a dishwasher pan that I got that I didn't need because I wanted to stop like dishwasher leaks, but then I couldn't install it. So I was like, okay, well, let me give it back. It's $20. So I couldn't return it at the place that I usually return it at Whole Foods. For whatever reason, it didn't show up in the list of places that you could return it at. So there was a bug. They should fire that engineer, that piece of shit, because there was a bug in the system. So I was like, okay, where's the second closest place? Kohl's. Took me 45 minutes to get there. And I put in the $20, came back. I'm like, wow, like, or like I got the $20. I was like, wow, like that, like I could have been run over. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, normally I don't act like a pussy, but like for real, like some of the places I was walking, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want to. I mean, that's kind of a very close sidewalk to the street, like in that area. It's like Malden or whatever the fuck. Anyways, but yeah, I think that's kind of it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.